I'm here with a video for you guys. So this video is going to be very interesting because it's a how I found out I was pregnant video.
Oh my god! Wow!
And what's interesting about it is that not only is it my first child, but a lot of people did not know I was pregnant until I think it was 2 days ago when I decided to finally upload it on my social media. So if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you've probably seen it. So now I can officially make this video. So yeah, so I think it was it started in October. I believe it was October 27th. That was the first and last day I had gotten my period. Okay, so October 27th was when I started my period for October. But little did I know it was gonna be my last for the next 9 months. So yeah. Interesting. But yeah, so October 27th was when I got my first and last period. Crazy to say. But yeah, so fast forward, whatever. So November comes and well, I had this tracker on my phone, like a period tracker. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a period tracker, and it tells you when you're ovulating, when your period is due, and all this other stuff. And October, I had no symptoms. I didn't even know when I got pregnant, honestly. Like until this day, I'm trying to figure out like how and when. Well, not how. I know how, obviously. But when? Like, when did this happen? Like, it's crazy. And then yeah, I had no symptoms after that. Anyway, my tracker calculated that in November I would have my period. I know my nails are ratchet, just ignore them. Yeah, so for November, my period calculator had calculated that I would have had my period a couple of days before the 27th, like a week before the 27th. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So that week comes, no period. I think that's when I started getting like little cramps. I started getting little cramps, but it wasn't like bad. It was like mild cramps. So I'm thinking, okay, my period is probably gonna come soon. So I didn't think anything of it. So then yeah, I didn't think anything of it. So goes by, that whole week passed, that the tracker said my period was due, and nothing. So I'm like, okay. I didn't think anything of it still, because in my head at the time I thought, okay, it's just a period tracker, and my cycle is kind of sort of regular, irregular, I don't know, whatever. So I'm thinking, okay, it's just a tracker, maybe it's not right, because it's giving me my period, that it's telling me that my period is due the week before the 27th of November. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll just wait until the 27th, because maybe it'll come on the 27th or that week during the 27th. So I'm like, okay, I'll wait. Anyway, I'm at work and I feel like mild cramping. So I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, my period is, but it wasn't like, normally when my period is coming I get like cramps, and I think that's normal for every female. I'm not sure, but for me, I usually get cramps sometimes, and sometimes I don't. Same with the sore breasts. Sometimes I, like, very rarely I would get sore breasts, but usually I don't. Yeah, so I didn't think anything of it. The 27th, my boyfriend actually, he was like, you know, you should take a pregnancy test. And I'm like, for what? Like, I'm not pregnant. Like, I would know if I'm pregnant. I know my body. I'm not pregnant. I'm telling you I'm not pregnant. Like, how you gonna tell me that I'm pregnant? I know my body. Like, I'm not pregnant. so yeah, I'm like, I'm not pregnant. Like, I don't know what he talking about. I'm not pregnant. My breast is not sore. Cause like, you know, we Google everything, right, before we diagnose ourselves. So I'm like reading, and they're like sore breasts, tiredness, fatigue, which I was tired. I was very tired. Like, I would come home from work and just go straight to bed, which I still didn't think anything of it, because that's kind of part of PMSing as well, right? Like tiredness, fatigue, sore breasts, and all that stuff. It's very similar. So I didn't think anything of it. He's like, you're sleeping too much, like you need to take a test. Like boy, I'm not pregnant. And then the 27 passed, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, I'm looking, I'm like the whole night of November 26th, I'm sitting there to see if like, no, I mean, sorry, the whole night of the 27th, I'm just sitting there to see if 12 o'clock is gonna come and my period is not gonna be here, or is it gonna come for 12? Like, I'm sitting there, and then 12 and nothing. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go to sleep. Maybe it'll come tomorrow. Go to sleep, wake up, nothing came. Then I tell my boyfriend, I'm like, babe, like, I'm late. Like, I'm late. And it was like, just take a test. And I think it was a Wednesday. I'm not exactly sure what day. I think it was a Wednesday. I'm not sure of the date exactly, but it was a Wednesday. And well, I work in the nursing field, so you know, I work in pediatrics. There's pregnancy tests and all that stuff. So I got to work, and it was my late night, which means it was just me. So I'm like, okay, I'll wait till everyone leave, and then I'll take a test, and I'll take you home, and I'll take it right away. So I took the test. After everyone leaves, I took a test. I came home. I think Babe was still at work, because when I took the test, he wasn't here. He wasn't at home. So I'm guessing he was still at work. Anyway, I took the test, and right away it came back negative. So I'm like, okay, it's negative. Like, I knew I wasn't pregnant, because now, you know, I have confirmation that it's negative. So my period is coming soon. So I'm not worried.
Thank you, Jesus! Not today!
So waiting, no period. I think I had told Babe that I took a test and it was negative. I'm not sure if I told him or not, but anyway, I think I had told him it was negative. And then that was the Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no period. Okay, now it's December 2nd, no period still. Okay, so I'm like, this is weird, because now my period is like a week late.
Hell no!
So I'm like, okay, now it's starting to get a little weird. I'm starting to get a little worried. So I had a test. I had a test here, a Clearblue, that I was delaying to take, to take, because I don't like, you know, for whatever reason, I did not like Clearblue. So I'm like, you know what, I'm not even gonna take it. But that day, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna get up, my first urine, I'm gonna take that test. So I got up, and as soon as I got up, I didn't do anything, went to the bathroom, pee in a cup, did the test, leave it there. And you know, Clearblue, like, it counts down 3 minutes. So while that was doing that in the bathroom, I was in my room. I came back in the room, and I was like getting my stuff together for work. And for some reason, like, my heart was like pounding. Like, for some reason, my heart was just like in my chest. But in my head, I'm like, I'm not pregnant. Like, it's gonna be negative. I'm not pregnant. But my heart was like racing. I don't know why. And and I decided to go check the test. And I didn't want to go in the bathroom, so I stood by the door, and I'm like, because it was on the sink, so I stood by the door, and I'm like, peeking to see, and I couldn't see. So I walked in some more and I'm peeking, and I saw pregnant.
I know you fucking lying, bitch.
It said pregnant. And I just stood there and held my mouth. I did not know what to do. I didn't know how to feel. Like, I was nervous. I was scared. I was happy. Like, my hand was shaking. Oh my God, I did not know what to do. Thinking about it makes me like, it's funny, but it's not funny. Like, I was scared, like, but I was nervous and I was happy at the same time. And right away I took my phone up and I called my boyfriend. He was at work. I called my boyfriend and I told him, I'm like, hey babe, like, I'm pregnant. And he was like very calm, as always, very calm, and basically saying like, what are we gonna do, like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, babe, I don't know, like, I just found out. I'm gonna have to let this marinate a little bit and then we can talk about what we're gonna do. And yeah, like, it was very unrealistic. It was a very unrealistic moment, I'm not gonna lie. Like, all these emotions, like, in one, I've never experienced that before, so it was very crazy. Anyway, after that, I can't remember what happened, because I can't remember what happened after that between me and him. Like, after I seen him later on that day, I can't remember what happened. But then a couple days after I found out, that's when my breast started getting sore, and it was paining, and it was a little like swollen and everything, you know. That's when all my symptoms kind of started, and you know, and everything started to make sense that I was ignoring before I knew I was pregnant. Like, the tiredness, the fatigue, the being irritated, and all that stuff. So that's when everything kind of started making sense. And yeah, as of telling my parents, I was a little nervous. My mom didn't find out that I was pregnant until I believe I was 3-4 months. I was nervous to tell my mom, and I was more nervous to tell my dad, which is weird because my mom lives here, but my dad here. But I was like more nervous to tell my dad. But I told him through text. I sent him the ultrasound picture, and that's how he found out. As of right now, I'm just chilling and enjoying my pregnancy, trying to be stress-free, drama-free. I don't want no negative energy around me. You come around here with that, I'm gonna just cut you off. Like, you're not gonna stress me, okay? I'm not gonna be stressing. And yeah, right now I'm just trying to be, you know, in my own bubble, so I can have a healthy, happy pregnancy, because it's important. It's very important to me. So that's my story time on how I found out I was pregnant. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the description below, or you can follow me on my social media, which I will leave in the description box below, and you can ask me whatever questions you have, and I will be sure to answer them. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time, and thank you for watching.